Hello, everybody. Hey, there I am. Hello, good evening. This is Tanika Steens, and I am your host for Monday Night Mindfulness. And I'm telling you what, it has been a long week. I hope everybody can hear me okay. I'll wait just a few minutes just to see if I got anybody coming on before I get started. Thank you for joining me. If you are joining live, I appreciate it. I can't see, I'm streaming from 3 different places, so I don't know who's coming in from where, but thank you. You can leave a comment in the comment box if you like, or you can send me a message if you have a comment that you want to put in. And I appreciate everybody that gives me feedback when I see you out and about. It's really good to hear that you guys are listening and you're getting something out of it. So I thank you very much. Tonight, I don't know if anybody got to catch the show earlier, but I had a young lady on that was talking about social media marketing and how you can run your business from home. And I'll have some information posted on the website later for her. If you are interested in getting involved, as hair and skin products that you can invest in and start earning some money from home. Hello, welcome. Thank you for joining me tonight. Thank you for um, coming in and hearing tonight's meditation. We are actually going to be talking about how to influence change. And so, in this world, it's ever changing. And so, there's so much going on. And my question is, how are we being influenced? And how are we being an influence? And so I found on the Center for Creative Leadership some information on the 3 C's of change leadership. And so I wanted to go over that, just give you some tips on change leadership, because we think about leadership, we often think about being in a job or position, but leadership starts at home sometimes. It's actually not sometimes, all the time. Leadership starts at home, because if you can't lead your home or your family, then you probably can't lead anybody else. And so I was talking to someone earlier about order. And, you know, right now, things have been a little out of order with the world, with life, with families. And, out of chaos, something good has got to come about. So, if you are being affected at all by what is going on in the world today, then you probably are wondering how you can make a difference and how you can change. Well, here are 3 things that I like to go over for the 3 C's of change leadership, because we are all leaders in some type of way. The first thing is to communicate. We must be able to communicate. We have to be able to get our point across without um, making it difficult for others to understand, or not being confrontational, but doing things in a way that we are mindful. And it says unsuccessful leaders tend to focus on the what behind the change, and successful leaders communicated the what and the why. Leaders who explain the purpose of the change and connected it to the organization's values, or explain the benefits, created stronger buy-in and urgency for the change. So if there is something that you need to change in your life, in your home, in your job, in any type of structure, you first have to explain the benefits of the change. And so if you understand how this change is benefiting you, then it will bring value behind it, and it will help others to buy in to wanting to go along with that change. The second thing is collaboration. So in order to collaborate, you got to be able to communicate. And so it says bringing people together to plan and execute change is critical. Successful leaders worked across boundaries, encouraged employees to break out of their silos, and refused to tolerate unhealthy competition. They also included employees in decision making early on, strengthening their commitment to change. Unsuccessful change leaders fail to engage employees early and often in the change process. I know in my house, a lot of things are changing. I've got a senior that's about to graduate, and so there's a lot of change going on. And, we try to communicate early and often with everyone. We try to keep everybody on the same page, and we try to make sure that everybody in our household has a voice. Now, when I was growing up, kids didn't have a voice. It didn't matter what you thought or what you said. You better do what your parents say, and that's the end of it. But, I believe that we are all um, designed with a purpose, and we have a passion, and that passion doesn't come later in life, it comes early. And so we have to understand how to foster those passions, and we have to know how to nurture those passions. And so if you tend to um, be a dictator over your children, or you tend to make them think that they have to go along with everything you say, that can become sort of a problem, and it can make your kids rebel against you. And so what we've learned is how to compromise and negotiate. Now, some of you might not agree with me and might say, I'm not compromising and negotiating with no child. But see, here's the thing, that child is not going to always be a child, and they're going to have to grow, and they're going to have to learn how to communicate and how to collaborate. And so understanding how to make their case and make it reasonable, rational, and logical is something that they need to have instilled in them at an early age. And I know that some of these things as adults we had to learn on our own. And so I just want to make sure that when my kids go out into the world, they are equipped with the right tools, and they are able to speak up for themselves. They're able to understand how to make their case without being off putting or making people feel uncomfortable. We want to, okay, I just forgot. I'm back. But we want to make people understand that whatever we do, we're trying to communicate in love. And so communication, collaboration, those two things go hand in hand. The third thing is commit. Successful leaders made sure their own beliefs and behaviors supported change too. So again, so I'm gonna go back to my children because that's who I'm leading right now. The only thing I can lead is my household. I don't try to lead anybody else to anything. I just come and I give information. You can take it or you can leave it. But I can't preach anything to my children. Hello, lady. Thanks for joining in. I can't preach anything to my children unless they understand that what I'm telling them, I actually go by myself and I believe myself. Because if I don't, then they're going to think that I'm a hypocrite. They're going to think that I'm a liar, and they're not going to believe anything I say. But when I tell them things and it's supported by what I believe and it's supported by my habits and my behaviors, then they understand, and that makes them buy into what I'm trying to tell them. And so you have to commit to your beliefs, who you are, and know that sometimes it's difficult to get people to change or to do things, but we got to learn how to negotiate, and we have to learn how to be persistent and resilient at the same time. We've got to be willing to step outside of our comfort zone and also devote our own time to the change effort and focus on the bigger picture at hand. Unsuccessful leaders fail to adapt to challenges, express negativity, and were impatient with a lack of results. And so, that right there, patience. We've got to be able to have patience. We have to be able to understand. Hey, Amandeep, how are you? Thank you for joining in. We have to be able to understand that when we are communicating, it's not necessary just to get our point across, but it's necessary to understand how to listen to learn. And so when we are communicating with someone, it's a two-way street. Now, right now, I'm on this computer and I'm communicating with you, but unless someone sends a message or says something, I don't have anybody to communicate back with. So I don't really have any feedback going on. But when you are face to face or over the telephone or in communications over a text message or email, it's what you should do when you're doing that is make sure that you're being effective in that communication, because you don't ever want to send the wrong message, the wrong signal. Just how you communicate through an email could send the wrong signal. If you send the email in all caps, my alarm is going off because I usually don't start this till 10:35. Excuse me. But see, you probably can't see that. Monday Mindfulness, but it's usually set for 10:35, but I'm gonna start doing it earlier because I have some people that say they're in the bed or they're going to sleep. So I mean, I want you to be able to catch this, because sometimes I got some really good stuff, and other times I might just be rambling. Who knows? But being able to effectively communicate makes all the difference in the world, because you don't want people to think that you're being off-putting or that you're not paying attention. And so you have to be intentional with your communication. And in order to get people to collaborate and buy in, you have to be able to express your thoughts, your emotions, and your feelings in a way that you're not coming across like you're trying to um, make anyone believe what you believe, but you're just expressing your thoughts, your feelings, and your emotions. And when you do that, and when we listen with an open heart and an open understanding, it's easier to communicate. We don't come across like we're trying to bully anybody to believe in what we are saying. But the thing is, if we are coming across in a way that is compassionate and that is loving and that is kind, people will take the time to listen, and they will take the time to think about what you said. And they might not even listen right then and there, but if you are saying the right things and if you are affecting in the right way, when they walk away, they're going to think about something that you said, and that's going to resonate with them. And so that's all about planting the seeds again. So in order to affect good change, we all are leaders in some kind of way. And so we all have an opportunity to lead the way in different times. And so just because it may not be your position to be in charge at work or in a certain place, but maybe at home you are the leader. And so you have to be a strong leader, a strong communicator, a strong collaborator, and you have to be able to commit to what it is that you're trying to change and trying to enforce at that time. And if you do it with love and kindness and compassion, it'll go over much easier. And what do they say? It's easier to get flies with honey. I believe that's what it says. And so if you're sweeter when you're coming across, people are more likely to listen and be encouraged and want to hear what you got to say. So now when you go out, be mindful of that. What are you allowing in your space, in your energy? What are you allowing to affect you? I'm sorry, infect you too. I mean, because it can infect you. Because if the wrong things come inside you and you're influenced by the wrong things, it can affect your body, and it can infect you with certain things that start to make you not feel so well from the inside out. And that's usually when we have breakdowns. It happens from the inside out. And so just being mindful of what we let influence us, and then how are we influencing others. When we go out, what do people think when they see us coming? Do they realize that we are who we say we are? Because a lot of times you don't see people unless they're behind this screen. And people can be anybody they want to behind that screen. But when you see them in person, are they the same person that you see behind the screen? Are they speaking to you at that point? Are they telling you that they like something that you're doing at that point? Are they encouraging you or sending you love like they send the hearts on Facebook? You know what? We've got to be mindful of that, because people watch every single thing that you do and say. And you might be having a bad day, or you might just not be paying attention, but you could be driving by someone and not see them, and they automatically think that, oh, they're being funny. That's not necessarily the case. We have to be mindful of how we're influenced by people, and getting to know people is all about communication. And so if you know someone, you're not so quick to jump to conclusions about what's going on with them or what they're doing or not doing. But you are understanding that, oh, they probably didn't see me, or oh, this, that, or the other. But what did you do to make them see you? Did you go out of your way to speak? Did you go out of your way to be kind, to be patient, and to be understanding? What kind of influence are you affecting on others? And that's how we change this world, is we be the change that we want to see. I remember a long time ago, it's been 20 years, that I would hear, you got to be the change that you want to see. It's the same now that it was then. In order to change anything, you got to start with you. And that's where true leadership comes from. True leaders understand when to move and when to stand still, when to speak up and when to be quiet, when to listen and how to understand. And so that's how we affect change in leadership. Again, it doesn't have to be a position, because we all at some point are in a leadership role. And the best way to be a leader is to understand how to follow. So that's my spill on effective leadership change. Remember, communicate, collaborate, and commit. Those are the three C's to change leadership. And so tonight, I want to do a guided meditation on exploring yourself as a leader. And so everyone has the ability to change and everyone has the ability to lead, but you don't have the ability to change others. Believe that. You can influence others and they might change through that influence, but you do not change anyone. The only one that you can change is yourself. And truthfully, if we want to be honest, we can't even change ourselves. There's only one person that can change us, and that's the Lord. But if we are doing things in the right way and we are following in the right way, then we will be able to lead in the right way. So tonight, I want you to bring your kind awareness thoughts to your body, your thoughts to your heart, and your thoughts to your mind. And then think to yourself why you are choosing the topic that you chose as far as your heart, your body, your thoughts, or your mind. And then think about how your belly, your chest, your head each feel when you reflect on the topic that you are thinking about and bringing kindness awareness to. And then the emotions that you can associate with these visceral feelings and the positive or negative impact of any stories you believe in regarding the topic. The fact that many others are feeling similarly about the topic as you and how you might feel with increased awareness around this topic. When you can apply increased mindfulness to this topic in your day to day life and how it can affect you to change. So, exploring yourself as a leader. Let's begin by taking a moment to allow your body to settle into a comfortable position. Take about 2 seconds to just breathe and relax. You may close your eyes or keep them slightly open, allowing your spine to lift and the shoulders to soften. Take about 10 seconds for that. And so today we'll explore leading with purpose. Regardless of your position, whether in an organization or a family, you are called to lead at some point. The best leaders have a sense of clarity and purpose and how they engage with the world and how they lead others. They connect with people in a very human level. Begin by taking a full breath in. Remember, in through your nose and out through your mouth. So a full breath in and a long breath out, letting your attention rest on the breath. I'm now going to ask you a series of questions, but instead of thinking about the questions or coming up with responses, I want you to allow the questions to just sink in like pebbles being dropped into a still pond. Here we go. As a leader, what is most important to you? What is it you are aiming to achieve as a leader? And as I ask these questions, just noticing the thoughts, feelings, and images that come to your mind. As you breathe in and as you breathe out, what are the values that guide you? What may be preventing you from living your values each day? Think about that. Now continue breathing in and breathing out, bringing your attention to your body, noticing if the mind is wandering or if it's attaching to any particular thoughts or feelings that may arise. Now imagine yourself leading with purpose. What does this feel like? And now, as we begin to reemerge from this reflection, notice how you feel in body and mind. Finishing with a full deep breath in and a long breath out. Congratulate yourself for being kind to yourself because that's your first step in leading. You just led yourself through this meditation if you stuck around to go through it. And I want you to think about this integrated practice and journal. Write for 2 full minutes, if you will, these prompts below. And once you finish, take a minute to reread what you wrote and then reflect. The contributions I most want to make in the world are, think about that. What are the contributions that you want to make in this world? And it may be nothing to you. You may feel like I don't have any contributions to make in this world, or I may have so many contributions, but who's going to listen? Just believe that whatever you have in this world to offer, someone is out there wanting to receive it. So think about that. What are the contributions I most want to make to the world? And then number two, some ideas I have for sharing this with others around me are, so how can you help others be a good influence and be affected by good leadership change? What could you do? First of all, you can lead by example. That's how you set the tone and be a good leader. And that's it for tonight. Just think about the contributions that you want to make to the world and how you may share these ideas with others around you. As you go on about your day or night, because you may be getting up to go to work or you may be laying down to go to sleep for the next day, I hope you have a peace of mind. I hope you recognize that you have the ability to affect change. You are a leader and you have the ability to lead others. At some point in time, we all are going to be in a leadership position. Someone is going to be looking to you for the answers, for advice, or to lead the way. And how are you going to influence them? How are you going to affect the change that needs to be? Think about that. Just a few kind words, just a gesture of just smiling at someone or being nice, just a wave sometimes is all it takes to show the right influence, and that's that you care. And that's how you make a good leader, by example. So tonight, I hope that you will explore yourself as being a leader. I hope you will start off by leading by example within yourself, within your home, amongst your family, and then go out and see how you can affect that change on others in the world. And remember, you have the ability to change, but you don't have the ability to change others. You can only influence them and hope that they make the right choices. So, what type of influence are you going to be to the world? And what type of influence are you going to let come into your world? Have a good night. Remember, as always, you were created with a purpose. Now, either lay down or get up, do whatever it is you need to do. But while you're doing it, go be great. God bless you and have a good night.